Ayong hapon, halin sa Iloilo Museum of Contemporary Art. I am Alan and I will be your host for this afternoon. We at ILOMOCA would like to share with you our current project entitled TIMPLADA, the art of Ilonggo cuisine. This project was created to support Iloilo City's application to the UNESCO Creative Cities for Gastronomy. Templada is composed of an art exhibition at Hilbert Gallery in Ilomoca, a series of online educational programs called Merienda Talks, and a food map for Iloilo City. So before we start, let us thank the organizations who made this Merienda Talk possible. National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Pinspired, Love Leah Studio, Vibal, Art Caravan, Iloilo Business Park and Festive Walk, Iloilo, the Food Writers Association of the Philippines, and the Doreen Gamboa Fernandez Food Writing Award, Museum of Philippine Economic History, Museum of Philippine Social History. So I'm sure you have missed our drawing sessions here online. I know I do. Ilomoca is bringing you another art jam session, this time focusing on the Ilonggo desserts as our subject. But before we start our session, let us meet our collaborator for this talk, Pinspired from Dumaguete. Let's welcome the founder, Jane, to the show.
Hello everyone. We are very happy to be the part of Merienda Talks and TIMPLADA art event. Right now we are in physical shop and in Pinspired physical shop in Dumaguete City. So greetings from Dumaguete City. And I must say that we are first postcard shop here in the city, offering more than 100 different design of postcards. And of course, among all this, you can find a lot of food design postcards and stickers as well. In our physical shop, we even have a mailbox, so it's very easy for our customers to send a postcard. They just come here, grab a postcard, and send a postcard right away. And before that, we were more than 3 years operating as online shop, also making a lot of postcards. And we collaborated with many artists, many local artists to create postcards. Right now, we can say like it's more than 20 Dumaguete artists who we collaborate with. And among them, Leah Navarro. So today you will have art activity with Leah, and this is a very beautiful mug we created together with Leah, featuring Dumaguete Boulevard with the most iconic places in her beautiful pinkish style, which we really like. All right, so I hope you will enjoy today's art activity and see you on our website, www.pinspired.ph.
Thank you, Jane. So are you guys excited to meet our guest artist for today? To get your art materials, because we will show you how to draw your favorite dessert and snack. So let's meet. Leah Navarro is passionate about her art practice. Her creative flexibility allows her to shift from traditional to digital illustrations. She holds a degree in marketing management. Currently, she immerses herself creating more products for Love Leah Studio, her online shop. She is living the creative life in Negros Oriental. Let's all welcome Leah Navarro.
Hi there. I'm Leah. For those people who doesn't know me, I'm Leah. You can call me Leah. Anyways, I am an illustrator and a digital artist. My style mostly, I do most of my work digitally, and it's really awesome to explore this kind of medium. And I'm so happy and delighted to share with you guys how to do traditional art and also doing digital one. So I have a lot of inspiration when it comes to doing digital art, but now I'm so inspired with the food of Iloilo that made this artwork or these characters come to life, which is Miss Binka and Mr. B, which is the banana chips. So we're going to do three things. We're going to draw or sketch, and then we're going to outline using fine liners that we have, and then we're going to color it in two ways, which is digital and also doing the coloring, slightly coloring a little bit traditionally. And we're going to use some color pencils, which are the most easiest and beginner-friendly medium that we could do. But if you like to do a little bit of watercolor, if you feel like doing gouache, you can actually do that by printing of the printable that can be found at Pinspired website, and then you can put behind the carbon paper, and then you can do a little bit of sketching, the line art, and then you can color it in with your favorite medium of choice. So right now we're going to do sketching, which is one of the most vital part when it comes to doing this art piece. So we're gonna start on Binka. This is my reference photo, by the way. It's important for people or artists that are doing a character to base it on the real thing or just simply a photo that they can look up to when it comes to details if they wanted quite detailed artwork. And now we're going to create Miss Binka, which is inspired by this famous Binka of Iloilo. All right, so first of all, we're going to measure what's gonna be the size of Miss Binka. So for me, doing a lot of sketching, I prefer to do a little bit of dot here and then here, also down and up, and then so I could have. So we're going to do a circle first, and then we're going to work on the body of the Binka, which is this. So we're gonna take that, and then we're gonna put a little bit of character on it by putting eyes and a mouth. Right? So let's start with circle. Also, don't worry about making your lines a little bit wonky. We can fix that up with doing line art later. And then we're going to do two lines here, and then we're making a little bit of curve. There you go. And then we're going to start on building a little bit of perspective when it comes to the eyes because we wanted it to be a little bit slanted. Put another line under it. So this is gonna be our basis when it comes to doing our perspective eyes. And then we're gonna proceed on doing the mid part of the drawing. So let's start with an inner circle. There you go. By the way, I'm actually using a 3B pencil, but feel free to use a technical pencil or any pencil that you have on hand. It doesn't really make a large difference. But actually, if you wanted like a detailed already for the pencil, you can use a darker shade, or let's just say a thicker lead for the pencil. Okay, so we're going to create these shapes. Don't I like to make things simple. So when it comes to art, there's nothing wrong about simplification, right? So we're going to create these shapes, these big shapes over here. And then we're going to build this up, to build up the whole shape of the illustration. So it could match up with the overall look of the artwork. Don't worry about making mistakes. We don't make mistakes. We all make happy accidents, as Barbara said. So we're just going to finalize the outer circle so we can determine which one is the inner one and which one is not. Okay, so after that, we're going to put our eyes. So since we have a line corresponding to where we wanted to put the lines, we'll just draw out the the eyes like that. I like my eyes a little bit more rectangular shape because it's pretty cute. It's making everything cute. So draw your eyes as simple as you can. And then since this is a girl, I'd like to put a little bit of lashes. So let's put a line on in the middle of the triangle. There you go. And then we'll put a little lashes that will determine the gender. Yeah. And then later on we could put a thicker fine liner for this lashes later, so it will be more sassy. And then for the mouth, we'll put a little smile on her face. And then teeth. A little tongue over here. And that's it. Now let's proceed on doing the iris. Since we'll be drawing Miss Binka and a little bit of Mr. B on the bottom side, the iris should look down. So like this is pretty good enough. And then now for the details, we're going to just get a little bit of the shading or the shade part of here, a lines to make up the body of Miss Binka. So we're just going to create lines like this. There you go. Don't worry about making it detailed because we're going to do the details after the sketching, which is line art. I'm gonna do the line art. There you go. And then we're going to, of course, don't forget the eyebrows because that what makes the expression really expressive, right? For the blush. And then next, we're going to create Mr. B, which is inspired by these banana chips. I really love banana chips so much. I can eat a whole bag in a day. All right, so let's push this a little bit. Okay. Now we're going to start with elongated oval. All you have to do is to make the oval like this. There you go. And then let's put a little feet onto Mr. B. There you go. We don't have to make it really detailed, but just get the shape of the foot. There you go. Just kind of like it to be a little bit more emphasized on the foot. Right. Now for the details inside of Mr. B, we'll just have to draw a line like that, and then draw another line, creating like a line on top of the line, and then we're gonna shade it a little bit, just to emphasize, to give emphasis on the mid part of the banana chips, because you see, as you can see on the reference, there's like a line. So we're just gonna make it like a guide that this is the midline. And then we're going to put a little bit of guideline again for the eyes. There you go. And a little bit for the mouth. And then after that, we have to erase a little bit on the mid part of it, so it's not too crowded in there. And then we'll proceed on doing the eyes, which is rectangular again, because I like rectangles. Who doesn't? It's the easiest shape to do. And then since Miss Binka is looking down, we have to make sure that the iris of Mr. B would be looking up. So just put a little bit of crescent there, and then shade the part. And then put a little bit of eyebrows, which should always be there. And then the smiling face. There you go. Don't forget the hands. So our hands would be just as simplified as possible. So it's gonna be a line, and then we're going to draw like a stick figure, which is five sticks on the for the hand. And then on the other one, we're gonna be making it a little bit different. This is gonna be like pointing towards Binka, sort of like that symbol, and then we're going to curve the rest of the fingers. There, and there you have our sketch for the two characters that we have, using the reference in here. All right, let's proceed now doing the line art. So for the line art, I highly recommend to get something that has like good thickness on them. I have here a Winsor & Newton 0.8. I have here a Unipin 0.4 and a Unipin 0.3. The Unipin 0.3 would be for the smaller details, while the other one, which is the 8, I'd be using that as for the outline, like the outside of the whole illustration. So let's start doing that. Okay, so we're going to start on the side first. If it's not enough, then you can just line it up as much as you want. I got lost in the axis, but figure it out. And then we're going to slightly do the line on the bottom of the illustration. This is tricky. It's gonna be a little tricky, especially if your angle is really upright. So you have to make sure that you cover that spaces there. And then we're going to outline the outside circle, the outer circle. We call it outside circle because it's outside of Miss Binka. So, and then we're going to put this line over here to do a little bit of separation towards the what's inside of Miss Binka in her outer body. At this point, I'd like to do a little bit more heavy lines towards some areas here. So let's do that. On the side. There you go. And on this side, to create a little bit of contrast, because sometimes, when you're doing traditional art, it's more about the thickness and the weight of the lines. So on this part, we're going to thicken it a little bit, just thicken it out. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. Now for the inner ones, we're going to use the 4.4 because I like to make it a little less thicker now. There you go. Oops. So we're just gonna fill in the lines in here, and then we're going to erase this part only, and then we're going to proceed on doing a little bit of details, as what we see on the reference on the side. There you go. Now let's proceed on doing face. The face here first, and then we can erase them all together. We're just gonna wait here on this part to be removed. To be dry. And the other eye. For the lids. And then my favorite part, the lashes. Just have to make it slight pressure to create this thin lines over there. As you can see, our Binka is coming together. And the iris, color in the iris. And then proceed with the mouth. Just kind of like to thicken it out a little bit, just to emphasize that she has a good mix. Blush. And then don't forget the eyebrows as well. Right. Now we can proceed on erasing the top part. Just have to take it a little bit easy. By the way, I'm actually using just a regular pad here. And if you wanted to use a watercolor paper for this one, I recommend to print out the printable first and then trace it using the printable on the watercolor paper, and then do all the work from there. It's gonna be more easier. All right, now for the details of Miss Binka, I'm just gonna make it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm using my 0.3 liner here. So what we're gonna do is to just create these lines on the side. There you go. Then inners, a little bit more. There you go. Just to show a little bit of depth on the left side of the illustration, and the next will be on this side. There you go. Now she's looking really, really pretty. And on the mid part now, we're going to use the reference photo and see what can we do with the, what outline, how can we outline the details on this. Now, enable for you not to overthink about it, what we're gonna do is we're just going to trace a little bit of line on inside, on what's the inside. So I'm going to do a little line here and then put like a connecting lines as well. It's just gonna be easy. All right, and then on the next one. When we color it in, the texture that we're going to put on this kind of lines are gonna make sense. And there you go. And then just put a little line in the middle, just to, because I was looking at the line here, so we just put it in there. Now, for the coloring, maybe I should do Mr. B too. Okay, so we're going to just outline the outer part of him. And the reason why I'm using this pen is because I'm going to outline it again with using the 0.8. And it's gonna make sense because it's a chip, so he's thin. He's basically thin. There you go. So just to create like a little edge in here to create like how thick, it can reveal how thick the chip is. Mr. B. So let's go for the 0.8 now. And then we're going to just trace the feet in one foot and then this foot. All right, and then we just have to put like a line along it just to show that he has like a shoe or something. And then for the inner part, I'd like to do a little bit of, I like to go crazy, so I will shade that. We'll shade that part, but you can actually do like just a thin line for it. I'd like to use this pen to create a disbursement of the line there to accentuate this part. He has a middle part. And now for the eyes, we're gonna use the 0.4. And then we're going to shade the eyebrows and then do the eyeballs, the triangular eyeballs. Actually, triangles, not balls. And then the smile, don't forget the smile. Smile is what makes the character look happy. There you go. And then we're gonna put a little bit of where the blush is gonna be. And now we'll proceed with doing the arms, which is gonna be really, really easy. So should we do the front 4 lines? And then we have to do the three. The 3 lines here like that. So I just had it a little bit curved, and then the thin line here, show that it's like that or like this, doing that symbol. All right, the line art is done. So what we're gonna do next is erase. So just gonna erase first this area here. Now that it's dry and ready to be colored in. Okay, and then we'll just have to wait a little bit for Mr. B to dry off, and then we can proceed on doing erasing. You can skip this part if you're using a thin pencil to sketch your artwork, but this is actually just to show you how to do it. There you have it. Miss Binka and Mr. B. Now we're going to proceed on coloring them. First way would be traditional, and we're going to use my beloved Prismacolor. I actually recommend you to get something or get a color pencil that are waxy, because in that way they are so easy to blend together with the paper, and it's gonna be less effort to color the object. Okay, so let's start with this part here. It's gonna be indigo blue. Right, so first of all, we have to put our base color in. So by that, I recommend one of the tips that I've known so far is when you do base color, you have to make sure that it's the lightest. The light color, the best. The light color is the best. So we're just going to put my hand on near the end of the pencil, and then we're going to start shading. Actually, this is my favorite part. Coloring is a very therapeutic activity for me. So whenever I take breaks on doing digital art, I do create using pen and pencil, or mostly color it using a color pencil. I just sketch with that using the color pencils, and then I will just thicken up the lines so it can have a little bit of a look. So now that we have the base color, what we're gonna do is to thicken up, to gradually shade the side of Miss Binka. And in that way, we will put a little bit of shadow on the side, which is really, really a nice way to do the artwork. So you don't have to really worry about shadowing or something. So what you can do is I'm just gonna tilt it up a little bit. I'm going to shade this part, and I'm going to, from light pressure, I'm going to color it like in a hard pressure. So let's just proceed on doing that. And in that way, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy to see that, oh, there's a deftness on that. There's a like a style, even though it's just a simple drawing. There you go. And then you'll just have to shade a little bit going to the right, lighter, so it can blend. It will blend out. There you go. As you can see, it's looking very gradient. It's having a gradient texture towards the area where we put our base color on. And now we're gonna do the other side. Hard pressure, and then softer pressure as you approach on the left. There you go. If you are having a hard time doing a little bit of blending, you can actually use a blender. Using this one, a colorless Prismacolor, and it's not included in, I think it's included with a higher number of color pencil if you buy them on 36, I think, or 72 packs. And then what it does is that it's making the colors like flat, it's flattening everything. So it will have a little bit of different effect. It depends on what paper are you using. If we use like a 70 GSM kind of paper, it will have a different result. And so the best thing about using a blender is because it's going to show you the real colors of the pencils that you use. So it's basically like compressing the colors. And that's what I like about this. If you like the texture of the color pencil, you can just leave it the way it is. But for me, I like doing this because it shows you the real color, and actually you can do a lot more texture and have fun on creating the artwork. See, I'm not going to fill in the mid part because that's gonna be like the highlights, just to give an illusion that you put highlights on it. There you go. Now we're gonna proceed on doing the lids of the eyes. I'm just using a pink color, slightly color it in, and also the tongue. There you go. That's it. Next is gonna be the body. So first we're going to do a little bit of, we're gonna do the base color again. So for the base color, I decided to use yellow, canary yellow, the color set I have here, and then we're just gonna color it in. No pressure at all, just lightly color the entire area here. Then after that, we're going to proceed to layer another color. Okay, so next one, we're gonna do this goldenrod, and then we're going to, this time around, we're going to color the side, these areas, only these areas. So let's start with the big chunk here. the best thing about using waxy color pencils is that even if you layer them, even if you layer them like a lot of colors, it will still show. The pigment are still gonna be. Yeah. So this. That's why if you wanted to do art using color pencils, I recommend to buy the Prismacolor because these are one of the best beginner-friendly color pencils for you. So the last part. All right. So the next color would be a little bit darker. So we're gonna do the brown. And this is gonna be just the side or the edge here. That's where we're going to put the brown, and then we're gonna blend it all out by coloring it in with soft shading. So do a little bit. And then soft shade going to the right to create that gradient look. Then next, and then we're gonna do just the edge, just to make it, just to have an appearance that it's burnt or it's cooked. Then last chunk. That's looking pretty good. Oh, although I forgot this part. It should be colored. So let me color it a little bit. And then do a little hard pressure shading on the edges just to create a definition element to it. There you go. Now she's colored. How does it look? So cute. Now we're gonna proceed on doing the illustration in my iPad. Let's jump to it. Okay, now that we're finished with this, we're going to do the procreate. There you go. So now we have the illustration in here. What we're gonna do is to color everything out. We're going to color Mr. B as well and Miss B. Now let's start. So I'm going to use a specific brush that I bought, and then I'm going to start with Miss Binka. Digital art actually taught me a lot of things, and one of them is be patient. Okay, so now let's proceed for coloring Miss Binka. So I'm using the Faber-Castell Polycosmos pencil. It acts like it's actually like a color pencil. That's why I love it. So we're gonna start on coloring the side. Wait, I don't like the color of this, so we're going to change it to this. So we're just gonna clear that up. And then we're gonna color her. So we'll just put the coloring under the line. So if you kind of like to do an art style that's like filling the colors without the line art, you can do that as well. For this illustration, we're going to put the line art on top of the color. One of the reasons why I like digital art is because when you make a mistake, it's easy to undo it. Only the tap of 2 fingers and you'll be done. And here you don't have to really think about doing your coloring and you mess up your line art, because you can always just choose the eraser to erase the to erase your mistake. There you go. And then the other side, forgot. And then we're going to, and then there it is. And then we're going to add another layer and then set it to clipping mask. You know, digital art taught me a lot of things, and one of them is using the using a lot of the tools that are in here. Although it's a lot of people preferably doing their artwork or digital art using a laptop with their tablets, I would like to do like a real visual of what I wanted to do. So now we're going to put pink and put it on the lids, like what we did on our traditional drawing. Step a little bit. Then top. And then actually I wanted to put like the white area of the eye. There you go. And also we can do the blush for Miss Binka. There you go. I think I wanna clean up a little bit of mistakes under Miss Binka. Perfectionist at its finest. There you go. Now let's proceed on coloring the inside. So for that, we're going to do another layer. Then base color would be yellow, as always. Then just make the size of the brush a little bit more thicker. And then start on filling up the entire midsection of the illustration. The good thing about digital art is the layers. You can do a lot of magic with layers, and you can actually just make it disappear or something, or you can do anything you like with a certain layer. If you wanted to blur out that layer, it's easy. You can just tap the magic wand, do the Gaussian blur, and then you can actually make it really blurry. And that's what really I like about digital art. And then with this base color that we have here, we're going to color in the sections that we'd like by doing clipping mask again. So grab the deep orange here and then color and then put a color. The best thing about doing clipping mask is it will not go anywhere else of your artwork, but just towards where the base illustration or the base color is. It's not going anywhere, and it will just be there. So we're gonna color this one out. And the next part. Later, we're going to apply a little bit more darker color to define this, but you can actually do it a little differently by like making a layer mask on this illustration. Now we're done with the base color. What we'll just do is add another layer and then another clipping mask. And then what we're gonna do is to do a little darker shade of what this color is. And then we're going to apply it here on the edge. Not sure if you can see, but I'm tilting down my pencil so I can achieve a little bit more like a look that I would like to do. There you go. It acts on it. Sometimes the Apple Pencil is full magic, and it actually do what a pencil can do. I mean, when you tilt it on the side, it actually have a different kind of texture. So you'll get more, I mean, the versatility of the Apple Pencil is remarkably good. Okay, so, oops. I'm just gonna do this. Then for this final area, we're just gonna do a little bit of shape. Okay, let's proceed with Mr. B. So this is gonna be, sometimes you have to group all your stuff in order for you not to get lost. So let's start with Mr. B by applying yellow on him. Ooh, I love that yellow. Let's just make it a little bit thicker so it's more easier. We could just erase everything once we're done. There you go. Just gonna do the feet over here. And then we're going to add another layer. Clipping mask, and then we're going to make this mid part a little bit more darker than it is with the base color that we use. So just gonna be a little bit, just a subtle. And then we're going to use this Max Use Smudge Soft to blend the edges to make it more a little bit more subtle. Now for the eyes, let's do white for the iris. Turn down the size to 10. Right. And then I wanted to make his eyes blue. So we're going, maybe light blue. So we can do that. There you go. And then put also the blush for Mr. Beach. Oh. So there you go. Now that we have this, I can also change the background color, which is this. It's gonna be really, really cute. I think we're done. For the, oh, by the way, the utensils. Yeah, by the utensils, you can actually just color it anything you want. Yeah, and we're almost done. We just color this in.
Thank you, Leah. These are really cute drawings. I feel like I could also draw them, but I'm sure they're pretty hard to do, especially getting the shading. I'm really bad at shading, but I like drawing lines. I think the trickier part, no, is the shading.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the drawing will just like look flat, no. But I like what you did with the Vinca, the eyelashes and all.
Yeah, I really like Binka so much. She's of a character. If Binka would be a character, that would be her. You know?
That's also an interesting way of like drawing objects to create like characters out of them. So that's what I like about this also. Yeah, can you give us a recap on how you did the drawing so that our viewers can also learn from them?
Oh yeah. So what I did about the traditional art is that I just did a little bit of sketching, and then I do line art, and then I color it in. And when it comes to digital, you can actually do the digital art by scanning your line art, and then you can color it in using your Procreate app.
It's also really nice not to experiment on digital art in Procreate and in Photoshop as well. Some people use Photoshop also. So there you go. We will show some of the progress of the drawings that Leah did. Thank you, Leah, for sharing your afternoon with us and teaching us how to draw your favorite snack. Binka is a popular snack here also in Iloilo. And banana chips as well, because we have a lot of banana plantations in the province. So there, thank you, Leah. And we hope to see more of your works in the future, as well as the Pinspired postcards and other merch as well. So if you want to check out some of Leah's artworks, you can go to her Facebook. It's Love Leah Studio, also on Instagram. And she also has Shopee. Wow. And Leah is collaborating with Pinspired PH. You can check their website. It's pinspired.ph. So they mainly do postcards. So if you want to send your loved one postcards, you can go ahead and go to the website and order the postcards from there. This session also is sponsored by artcaravan.ph. You can check their Facebook and Instagram also, Art Caravan. They are also in Lazada. So for this session, we will also ask you to draw your favorite snack note. So there, we have here a draw this in your style challenge. right, that you're seeing on your screen right now, but I'll give you the mechanics. So what you can do is create a digital or traditional artwork of a Filipino snack in your own style. So remember, it's either digital or traditional artworks. You can explain your style in the caption and what inspired you to start making artworks. You can submit a photo of your artwork and caption to a Google form that we will post in the ILOMOCA Facebook page along with the mechanics of this contest. So your artwork and caption will be shared on the ILOMOCA Facebook page as well. So your artworks will be featured there. And the top 3 posts or drawings with highest number of reacts will win art materials from Art Caravan. That's very exciting, right? We look forward to see some of your designs. And for the rest of November, we will continue our Merienda talks every Saturday at 3 p.m. And November is also Children's Month, and our team prepared activities for children. So please refer to the schedule that you see on your screen and watch our social media pages for updates. And next week, or next Saturday at around the same time, Jason Dabinas will join us to discuss Manamit, Filipino food in poetry. It's very interesting. So join us in an afternoon of bites and verses. So TIMPLADA, the art exhibition is still open for viewing at our Hulot Gallery. So you need to book an appointment. Again, you need to book an appointment by clicking on the Book Now button on our Facebook page. So to view the exhibit online, you can scan the QR code that you see on the screen. ILOMOCA is strictly implementing physical distancing inside our gallery. Right, you can also like and follow our social media pages for more updates. You can find us on Facebook as ILOMOCA. Our tag on Instagram is It's ILOMOCA, and our YouTube channel is Museums Matter. Again, our YouTube channel is Museums Matter. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can email us at Iloilo Museum of Contemporary Art at gmail.com. There. So we'll also be having contests where the winners can take home goodies from Canva and CBTL. So make sure to stay tuned to our social media pages. Again, thank you for joining us this Saturday. Salamat gid kag maayong hapon sa tanan.